All right, let's talk about fraction addition. So when I'm adding fractions, I first want to check their denominators. The denominators need to be the same in order to add the fractions. The denominator is the number on the bottom of the fraction. So in this case, those are my 5s. I remember it because denominator starts with a D and so does down. So we're on the bottom or down. Okay, since these are the same, we are going to be able to add. The first step is to write the like denominator. The next step is to check out the numerators. The numerators are on top. I remember that because N for north, and that's up on a map. So I have 2 and 1, so I'm going to do 2 plus 1 to get 3. So 2/5 plus 1/5 is 3/5. We've kept the same denominator, and we've added our numerators. If we could simplify, we would, but 3/5 is already in simplest terms. Let's look at another one. Here I have 3/4 plus 1/4. I'm going to start the exact same way. I'm going to check if my denominators are the same. In this case, both of my denominators are 4, so I'm going to be able to go ahead and add. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write that like denominator of 4. Then I'm going to check out my numerators. I have a 3 and a 1. 3 plus 1 gives me 4, so I'm going to get 4 over 4. This one does simplify. Any number over top of itself is equal to 1. So my answer is going to be 1. All right, let's try it when we have 6s. So here I have a 6 and a 6. The denominators are alike, so I'm ready to go. I can go ahead and put in my like denominator. Then I'm going to check out my numerators. I've got a 2. I've got a 1. 2 plus 1 gives me 3. So I have 3 out of 6. 3 over 6 can be simplified. So 3 and 6 are both multiples of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both numbers by 3 to get my new fraction. Well, 3 divided by 3 gives me 1, and 6 divided by 3 gives me 2, so my answer is 1/2. Okay, so when the denominators are like, we keep the denominator, we add the numerators, and then if possible, we simplify. But what happens when the denominators are different? When they're different, we're going to try to find a like denominator we can convert them to. So I'm going to do that by taking each number and listing out multiples. So for 2, there's 2, 4, 6, 8. We could keep going, but that's probably enough. And then for 3, there's 3, 6, 9, 12. The first number I see that's the same in both of these lists is 6. So I'm going to try to convert these to both be over 6. We're going to do that by multiplying. Whatever we multiply the denominator by, to convert it, we have to also multiply the numerator by. So in order to turn the 2 into a 6, we're timesing it by 3. We're going to do the exact same thing on the top. So 1 times 3 gives me 3. 2 times 3 gives me 6. Let's do the same thing with the 1/3. To turn the 3 into a 6, we're timesing it by 2. So I'm going to do the same thing on the top. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So 1/3 is 2/6. Now we have like denominators. Since we have like denominators, we're going to go ahead and keep that like denominator in our answer. And then we'll check out our numerators. So I've got a 3. I've got a 2. 3 plus 2 gives me 5. 5, 6 can't be simplified, so we're all done here. So when our denominators are not like, we're going to multiply the fractions to get like denominators. Then we'll keep the like denominator, add the numerator. If possible, we'll simplify. Let's look at one more. So if I have 2/3 and 2/4, let's start by checking out those denominators. They're not the same, right? 3 and 4. So I'm going to start by listing out some multiples. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the 4. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16. We already have one that's the same. They both have this 12 in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to convert them to both be out of 12. So what are we going to multiply 2/3 by to turn it into something out of 12? Well, we're going to multiply by 4. So times 4 times 4. Remember, whatever you're doing to the denominator, you have to also do to the numerator. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. Let's look at the next one. What are we doing to the 4 to turn it into a 12? We're timesing by 3, so we're going to do that on the top and the bottom. 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. All right, now we have like denominators, right? They're both 12. So that means we can add. Our denominator in our answer is going to be 12. So let's go ahead and add these numerators. I have 8 and I have 6. Well, 8 plus 6 is going to give me 14. Okay, I have 14 over 12. So I have an improper fraction. I can convert it to a mixed number, or I can simplify then convert it to a mixed number. I'm going to go ahead and simplify first, then convert it to a mixed number. 14 and 12 are both even numbers. So I'm going to divide them both by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now I have 7 over 6. Let's go ahead and convert that to a mixed number. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some division. I take the denominator, that's what I'm dividing by. The numerator is what I'm dividing into. 6 goes into 7 one time. And there's a remainder of 1. So this 1 here is going to become my whole number. Then the remainder is going to become my numerator, and my denominator will stay the same. So my answer is 1 1/6.